Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what is your weird flex but okay? After reading on Reddit that I was entitled to it as a citizen, I emailed the Canadian government and they sent me a portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. I wrote to the White House asking them to send a birthday card to my great-grandma when she turned 102 and they did. Nice. That kinda makes me miss Wilford Brimley Willard Scott, lol, doing the national weather, and wishing centenarians a happy birthday. He would show their picture and stuff. It was cool, nice way to start the day. Edit, this is NBC News Today, with Bryant Gumbel, and Jane Pauley. Can I see it? No. I maxed my RuneScape account out with all level 99 skills the same day I lost my virginity. Wow, not everyone can so easily point to the day they peaked. I can break apples by squeezing them between my bicep and forearm. Ah, a literal weird flex. I'm very okay with this. I have no money to my name but I'm also debt-free finally. So basically, you're worth exactly nothing, not a positive number, but not a negative number either. Not bad really, better than a lot of people. Congrats on being debt-free. Sounds weird to say this, but I'm jealous that he's worthless. Not me, but my dad. For reference, he is 81 years old. Whenever anyone mentions grapes, he loves to talk about how many grapes he can eat. No one has eaten more grapes than him. The other day he told me that I will never eat as many grapes as he has even if I live to be 100. Got any grapes? Waddle waddle. My Reddit account is most likely older than yours. Removed. There's always a bigger fish. 12 years, my god. It's older than some people on here, Jesus. Grandpa, what was Reddit like when you were my age? Well Sonny, let me tell you something about albioblacksheep.com. I have a paycheck for $0 framed next to my engineering degree. Edit, it's not a super exciting story, sorry everyone, but I was working part-time at my internship picking up hours between classes and had a hell week right before Thanksgiving, so didn't end up working any hours for 2 weeks. But to keep me in the system they had to send me a paycheck, so Sharchig they sent me a paycheck that was worth less than the cost to mail it and I found it hilarious, so of course I framed that shit. My degree came later and you know I had to put it next to that glorious paycheck so I can always know what I'm working for, those fat imaginary stacks. New weird flex is a top comment about a weird flex, lol. Story time. They didn't earn any money. I'll preface this by saying I suck at most video games, but Geometry Wars is my, and my cousin's, absolute jam. My cousin and I hit #1 in the world in ranked competitive co-op king mode, Xbox One. I'll never forget the feeling of being #1 in the world at something, even if it's pretty niche. We had an amazing run and it took half a year before someone finally topped it. In individuals, what most people would play, the best we could do is my cousin hitting #3 and me hitting #6 in the world, but as a team we crushed. It took hundreds upon hundreds of hours of playing to hit that level. Nice job /u/crusty_cumsock. You sprayed the heck out of them rhombuses. I don't know if this counts but I never need to poo unless I'm at home. Me and my butt have a special understanding. I don't know why I'm sharing this. Edit, thanks for cheering up a girl after a bad day with all your amazeball poop stories. I can hold in a shit all day. But the second I get home, the closer I get to the bathroom, the more that shit is just fighting its way out. You ever take your dog to doggy daycare? You make that one turn, and the dog starts going crazy in the car because he knows he's about to be dropped off at the daycare. That's exactly what happens to my butthole. It's called latchkey incontinence. I have contraband cat toys. They are illegal in my country, because they don't meet the safety requirements for children's toys, which pet toys have to meet here. But I have some contacts at a pet supplies manufacturer, and they were able to import some for research and development. So we reached an agreement. Meow Blow Escobar. Poor Blow Escobar. Just admit it. You shoved a bunch of cat toys into your butt. No judgment here. I've bowled 5 perfect games and have a high series of 834 over 3 games. Damn. My weird flex is a perfect game. I can't even imagine 5. I almost choked so hard and got so lucky on a Brooklyn strike at then end. I'm sure I'd choke if I wasn't drinking. I broke my hip when I was 13 and I walked on it for 2 months, like a boss. That said, a week ago I smashed my thumb and nearly fainted from the pain. // Bro, you okay? It's been 22 minutes and he hasn't responded. I'm afraid he may already be gone. I can run while in a backbend like a weird demo thing. Oosh. I've seen someone do this before. It was so awesome. Scared the hell out of some people in a craft store. I have never gone into my overdraft. My idol. That's a flex. I had a £900 interest-free overdraft on my bank account in the UK. I moved to the US, but still occasionally needed to buy things in the UK, so I eventually started going into that overdraft a bit, just being too lazy to wire funds over to clear it out. It only goes to about £200. I largely forget about it. About 5 years later, my sister gets a letter for me. All my UK mail goes to her place now, saying that they are removing my interest-free overdraft, and I need to clear the balance. So, I wire across the required £200, and forget all about it again. I also get a credit card with no international fees, so I no longer need to use that account, and I just keep it around for posterity. Fast forward 3 years, and my sister gets another letter saying that my bank account is £900 overdrawn, and that I need to do something about it. I'm obviously very confused, so I log into the bank account and see that when I wired £200 3 years earlier, the interest rate changed very slightly, and it became £198, leaving me £2 overdrawn. But Max, I hear you say, why didn't you send more than £200 just in case, you cheap bastard? To which I shrug unconvincingly and explain that I'm Scottish. The bank then charged me £25 per month overdraft fees, which eventually racked up to almost £1,000. Fortunately, when I got in touch with them, they laughed, waived the fees, and all was right with the world. Then I wired a couple $1,000 into that account to clear out the £2, with a bit of a buffer, which has come in handy since, too. That's a nice dress. Thanks, it has pockets. Edit, today I learned that people can have wedding dresses with pockets in them. Or better yet, thanks, it was $10. I did that last weekend to someone I met while on a tour of local gardens. She turned to her daughter and said, "Don't you have one similar?" And the daughter said, "No, it's exactly like that, but I donated it to XYZ. I had literally bugged the dress this total stranger had donated to the thrift shop. City of 139,000 people. In first grade my mom told me if I got 100% on 10 spelling tests in a row I'd get a trapper keeper. I had the coolest trapper keeper in class. I have cheated on a test exactly once in my life, and it was a 6th grade spelling test so I could get candy. Rewards can be very motivating. I had diarrhea and vomited at the same time. Like a Blastoise. Worst stomach flu I ever had was 12 hours of exactly that. Sit on toilet with a bucket in front of you. Do both, feel better for 20 minutes. Rinse and repeat. I've had something resembling a date within the last few months. How did it taste? We haven't gotten that far. I can play almost a dozen musical instruments very poorly. Oh, so you were a music major in college? Shit, I can play all instruments very poorly. One of my acquaintances does not know that I'm not autistic. It's like that episode of The Office where they convince Holly that Kevin is developmentally disabled, and she spends the entire episode patronizing him / he thinks she's flirting. That was of course before the writers doubled down and just made Kevin being mentally challenged a real character trait of his. Dude, he was only pretending to be retarded. He spent years skimming off the top. When he got fired he bought a bar. Dude was embezzling. I can move my right testicle. Can we get a gif? He has to get apples and the store is closed. PFF, no flex. I too could move your right testicle. I have a poster of a skiing monkey. Yo, I wanna see skiing monkey. Me too, can you post a pic? After turning off the lights in my basement, I just casually walk up in darkness. This is the most flex. You're either ready to die or know that the chances of having 2 killers in one home is very unlikely. I contribute a lot to the sale of chocolate milk in my town. Puts on Bane mask. Oh well, looky here, a local milkman. I have a really good memory, it just won't let me forget what that bad thing that a girl said to me back in 3rd grade was. Lol, same. A girl with the same skin tone as me said I had a gross skin color. She said I was brown, but she was just dark blonde. Everyone agreed with her. This happened when I was 6 yo. Dark blonde skin. I haven't vomited since 2015. Vomit free since 93. And the streak continues. My different color eyes. I am not even mentioning it, my friends say this as soon as they introduce me to somebody. Heterochromia gang, what colors are your eyes? Edit, mine are green and brown. Mine are both the same color, does this mean I have homochromia? Mine are blue and green. Weird flex. This is attractive dog.